Alright, let's look at few pawn endgames. Every one of these are played by Taimanov. So the first game is white against Quellar, and yeah, indeed white's king is quite far away. It seems like black is much closer, but still it is holdable, and white should try to aim at instead of trying to go under the pawns or try to protect them. White should instead try to counterattack the black pawns from the behind. And the first move is king b3. Actually, I think even king a3 is crazy looking. King a3 here is good enough, but this seems logical. Here, if black goes instantly to the pawns, then we just keep on following them. And yeah, let's say they go here, which is flexible, you can attack both pawns. White should aim at them here. But if black goes for we go follow this guy, and after this we attack the pawns from the behind. I think even here is the other option is to go king f5 is also drawn here, surprisingly. Because, well, if black moves the pawn, he's gonna drop this. And if he goes for this guy here, we can just go for the pawns from the behind and, well, just keep on following this guy here. And eventually black has to take here, and we take both of the pawns. And if black goes backwards, then we strike with g4 here, and, well, again, the pawn moves drop the pawn, so if black keeps going on, we just have g5, and then, for instance, this way we trade into a drawn endgame. But here also you could just go after the pawns from the back. And now if king goes for this one, we just eat these guys, and if it comes back, then we just play g4 again here, and again, pawn moves don't make sense, and if you take there, then we just take your... So it's quite... looks quite scary, but actually white can hold on. And here if black doubles back for this pawn instantly. Well, here we can even break the black pawns and then just take them both. Well, you can't do anything about this, but this is not gonna be able to reach the king and safety in time. Or if you try to push the pawns, then you're not taking this, so now, well, now if you take, we come here and pick the pawn up, but if not, then we just follow it up here, and again, then all ends traded up. So in the game, black chose king d4, kind of a blockading move, and now white should not again double back here, but just keep on here with the idea to just run around. Here, game Quellar played f5 here, and after that white just ran up. Black tried to blockade a little bit and then push the pawn again, but white just run around. And here, well, you go here, but you know your pawns are stuck, and eventually you have to let the white king come after your pawns. But here, something like this, and again, the king just follows and comes from the behind, eats the pawns, while black takes these pawns. So it was drawn. So after king follows here, king comes here. You could probably again go here, but there is a really cool line with the king e4. After king g5, there is only one move that draws this position now. Is that white has to sacrifice h6. And this is now a draw. Either way, black takes. If they take with the pawn, then the king comes to f3. Well, if you go for this, then you're just gonna lose the pawns. For instance, this way or something. And if you push the pawn, white pushes g3. Now, okay, nothing else. White is threatening to go here, so we have to kind of keep the king guarding this square. So this probably is the only try, but then king f2. And after now, either pawn move doesn't really get us anywhere. This is just a drawn pawn endgame. And this is even easier. The blank pawn. Just hide in the corner. And after king invades, king g3, g4, where white has king g2. And again, this is not gonna get anywhere since black doesn't get in front of the pawn and support the pawn. And the other is no breakthroughs here, but you can come back for king f3. Alright, let's look at the next game. This time Taimanov is white. White has a passed pawn here. With objectively this should be a drawn. It's black to play. And black went, well, I guess nothing else really makes sense than king f4. And now white has no other moves than, well, g3 just hangs the pawn, so king h6. Of course the king is a little clumsy in front of your passed pawn. In the game, black played quite weird move f6 that actually lost the game, after which king g6 and then white just wins, or white just wins in a very easy way. Well, if you go to the h file, then white promotes with a check, but the sad part is that here white takes here with check, and then it's a knight pawn, which is an easy win for the queen with just zigzag, zigzag, and then slowly bring the king into the play too. Basically, well, f5 is here is fine. Then you go here and then after king g6, g3, well, we don't take this of course and let white win this one. But black just captures this one instead. And here white does win the pawn. Let's say g3, king f3, king h5, not g5. And after white captures the pawn, black has the opposition here and can hold a draw. Or other sensible move here would have been just to leave the f pawn where it is and go for the pawn instantly. And then let's say h5. Black takes, white goes there. And then both promote, white captures the pawn, and this should be an easy draw. Guess tricky move here would have been king g5, where black actually has to find now. Can't of course take here because then white takes this and promotes this, and this is not going anywhere since the white king is guarding it, so this is not going anywhere. White's running. But black can find here f6 or f5. Here if you for instance play this and this, again we end up here, but the same endgame and a draw. But f6 is also not fine because of the takes. Both sides queen at the same time and a draw. Taimanov won that one too, but little help from his opponent. Alright, let's look at the third game. When the pawns are like connected and there's no overlap, like they're both passed pawns for both sides, the usually thing that happens is that, well, obviously black's a little ahead on the race, so white can't really start pushing here. Also, it's black to move. Duh. So Taimanov is black in this game. But yeah, anything like pushing this is just gonna lose the race since black's promoting much faster, so white pretty much has to go after the pawns. And let's say whatever you do, e4 makes sense too, but f3, king d3, and here e4. And something like this happens. White can never capture this without letting this through, and then same thing happens on the other side. Neither king can really support their pawns going through, and they're stuck guarding the opponent's pawn, so these tend to end up in a draws quite often. And yeah, now we just shuffle the kings between these squares and nobody's going anywhere. Alright. Well, there's few pawn endgames from Taimanov's games. Thanks for watching, and until next time.